What's
What's up,
up,
bro?
Burgess? How you doing, man?
Dude, it's been a while. It's been a while. We haven't had a show for a little while, dude. So
Dude, we have had a little break, but it's okay. We're right back into it. We're gonna get it popping. This is gonna be a fantastic episode that I'm
it
so
is
excited about.
super
I've been
cool, super fun project. We're talking to you, super cool person.
I was gonna say I got some
Excited.
questions. We'll do the rundown real quick. First of all, that is a QR code. Well, it just passed for Mexi, and so if anybody wants to trade or trade with leverage, which if you trade with leverage, you might lose all your money. But if you're familiar with trading and you're pretty comfortable using leverage, and you're gonna make an account on Mexi, there's no reason why you shouldn't use that QR code because I'll get $5. You bought me a coffee. Thanks. You know what I mean? That's sweet. I'm John. I am one of the co-founders of JPEG Empire. So you'll see JPEG Empire go around in the little spin wheel. Also, big shout out to Whimsy. Whimsy's having a huge space tomorrow at 4 p.m. UTC with a lot of huge projects and builders in the space. But Whimsy is a RWA platform. So they are tokenizing and fractionalizing real estate. Huge, fantastic project. Something that I'm super interested in. It's going to give us the ability to buy, own, and transfer ownership of real estate as quickly and as easily as like buying something digital and then transferring the value from one person to another. So it opens up a whole lot of leverage possibilities. Big fan. And then shout out to Crypto Chips IO. They are one of the great channel sponsors. They have a bunch of merch. They have a white glove service. Their team is really awesome. And pass to the Burgess. They got cool
There's an
merch.
example. Cool
All
stuff.
your crypto
Cool
merch
stuff.
needs.
I always give a shout out to one of my favorite shows and one of the shows that I take part in sometimes in the morning, Web3 Breakfast. Come check us out. Shouts out to J Chains. Shouts out to him for bringing community people together and bringing us all together to laugh and smile in the morning. Shouts
Dude, we
out
got to
to
get him
everyone.
back after the
We do.
fight. We got to get him back. That was so
We
much fun
do.
when we had him on.
We do. We need to get him back to talk about the fight. I know he has more fights coming up too, so we can talk to him about
Maybe we'll
that.
wait for one of those.
I know we could. We also need to get Mr. Dude. You know, he is actually the co-host of Web3 Breakfast, and they actually just launched like their own little show, like underneath the umbrella of Web3 Breakfast.
Oh, that's
Which is
cool. I
pretty
didn't
sweet.
know. Now we got to get on there.
Yeah, now we have to
gotta
get on there. I know, right? I gotta hit up the dude. He actually did hit me up about some other thing too, so I'll have to hit him up about that too. And then also, I am an ambassador for Ascent Rivals, and Ascent Rivals is also one of our channel sponsors. We are one of the promotional partners for the Cardano Clash that is coming. For some reason, the clip that I made for the Cardano Clash is a little bit too big, so I need to maybe trim it and upload it or whatever. So, but I'm going to show the old clip.
Yeah. It's
I'm gonna
fire. I
show
was going to
the
say,
old clip of the game.
run
Here
it.
is.
Dude,
But yeah, that's it. The
awesome.
Saline qualifier that you saw on the bottom actually already happened. I participated in that. That was amazing. But they have a tournament coming up. They also just announced we're going to be at Rare Evo, doing our own little booth, freaking sharing
be
the sweet, amazing game that we have for everyone. We have a tournament coming up. If you are part of a community that has some gamers in it that wants to learn a new game and compete for up to 5,000 ADA. Yeah, that's right. 5,000 ADA, you could win.
Yep.
Hit me up.
And definitely do that. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be great. And the finalists actually will get handmade hoodie. that will have
Yeah.
all of the communities that race
Yes.
in it and have your name on the back.
Yeah.
So who doesn't want that? This is going to be like top quality merch, sponsored by Crypto Chips.
I actually was looking through. I was looking through the website today as well, and there are going to be actually some more bonus merch prizes and other things given out throughout the whole thing. So that's also exciting as well. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Game's a lot of fun. It's a Web 2 facing game, so it's kind of like if anybody's a gamer, you can get into it. But in the future, there's going to be a whole lot of Web 3 integration. So if you want to get more out of the game, and like, so it opens
the cool
up.
Thing though, no, this is the cool thing though, is they're making it in a way that you don't see the Web 3 part. It's just the infrastructure and how the game is built, and then it's got like perks to Web 3 on top of it, like gambling. A marketplace where you can actually sell in-game assets to other players, and there's like that whole marketplace actually becomes a real, place. It's not like a gimmick; it's decentralized, So yeah, get off that topic. How about we bring up our guest?
Yes, super excited about this one. Okay, so we're going to be learning about Mud's Empire. We're going to be learning a little bit about Ronin, right? And without further ado, let's bring him up.
What's up?
Hey there,
brother?
Ronin. How you doing, man?
What's happening, boys? Thanks for having me. Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Click
there we go.
My bad.
We gotcha.
What's up, bro?
Yep.
What's happening, boys? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you good, loud and clear. But so how are things going, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Happy to be on here. I know that we've had some conversations trying to link up. I'm happy that we're finally able to do it. Excited to be on the show. Really love what you guys are doing with that Cardano Clash, man. How can we get a Muds ride on there, man?
Yeah, so this is the thing is I was hoping that you're gonna see it and you got excited about it, because I did send you a little message about it in the past. I actually have some more official information I can send your way. Do you guys have gamers in your community?
Of course, yeah. I mean, our whole project is based on gaming, and that kind of thing. So yeah, that would be right up our alley. And I love the style of that game. It reminds me of like, when you go to the arcade and you get on like a jet ski or like the motorcycle booster and you jump through the sky, and it's like a combination of that and like being on like Tatooine or something in like a Star Wars movie. It's like really, really cool vibe, man. Yeah, we'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah, so I'll send you the more official information. It's like 100 ADA deposit to get in. 100% goes to prize pool for everyone, and then that's pretty much it. And then there's all the details. You're gonna have pretty much your flag flown in the game and everything. So you're gonna get marketing for that and a bunch of cool stuff. So I'm really happy that you're excited and you want to be a part of it. That's super exciting. It's exactly what we wanted.
That's awesome. We need more people like you guys building, cool stuff, exciting stuff, bringing communities together, having fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing is like, there's a lot of divide, you know what I mean, in blockchain for no freaking reason. They've won. They divided all. So we need to bring them back together. We need to just think about the fun and the games. Get the communities competitive, get them talking again, build us up together, and then let's see where it goes. You know what I mean? We're excited. We're very, very excited about where we're going with it.
Awesome. And yeah, sign us up. We're in.
Fantastic. So, Ronin, tell us a bit about yourself, right? So you are a founder in crypto, right? But like, who were you before crypto? And then how did you learn about crypto and like fall into this deep dark hole that is like crypto Twitter, where now all of a sudden you can't see anything outside of that? You know what I mean? Like, I was surprised the other day. I was talking about how I love Twitter. I'm on it all the time for my crypto stuff. And they were like, that there is like adult content on Twitter? And they were like, that's the only reason I go there. I was like, I don't even see that. I just see a bunch of crypto nerds, dude.
Dude, I saw that tweet and I was like, no way. That's like so gross.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know. Like, we live in our little, hole. But anyway, so how did you get into crypto, and who were you before crypto? And tell us about yourself now.
I mean, we don't have enough time to like start off with like where I was, who I became, blah, blah, blah. I've been a man of many hats for a long time, from, being a teen dad to being in sales most of my life to opening up a mortgage company and that tanking during the 2008 crash, to kind of finally where I kind of found my footing in jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu and martial arts really changed my life. In about 2012, I was like 280 pounds, and my mortgage company had, overnight there were banks not answering our calls. They weren't taking loans anymore. So like overnight, I lost my business. I was already kind of fat and depressed at that point, and had to kind of reinvent myself. And a friend of mine it was a really, really kind of like a fight gym in a basement of an apartment complex that he had started, a martial arts place. And he's like, "Why don't you come down?" And at that point in my head, I thought I was a tough guy. I was like, I was like the you don't know my mentality, bro, kind of guy. Like if I ever got mad and I just see red and blah, blah, blah. Well, that was dissolved pretty quickly when I went in there and just got my ass kicked by everybody. And realized, wow, if I had ever tried to fight somebody that knew what they were doing, I would be in serious trouble. And that kind of made me obsess over it and want to get good at it. And in the process, I gained a lot of my lifelong friends and lost weight and got healthy and was able to relieve stress. And eventually was able to open up my own academy. I've owned my academy, NJ Ronin Jiu-Jitsu in New Jersey, for 7 years, going on 8 years. Pretty soon here. And we're one of the largest, most successful academies in North Jersey. So
that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. And that's pretty much the Cliff Notes version of my life experiences and how I got right before crypto, right? So that was all going well. I was just in the process of for years I was working a full-time job and running my jiu-jitsu academy. Like I started at my garage, built that into a small place, and then built to a larger place. Right when I was building to that second larger place, COVID hit, and my business shut down. Everything got turned upside down. Again, overnight, it's like, I remember speaking Lucky, who's a co-founder of Muds Empire. He owns an academy as well. And right before COVID hit, we were like on the phone talking about how good our academies are going. And we're like, man, this is awesome. We get to do jiu-jitsu every day. Our members are growing. Man, what could go wrong? Right? And then everything went wrong. The whole world gets flipped upside down. We get shut down. Crazy times. And that kind of led us into the whole crypto world. It's like there was nothing, literally nothing else to do. We're playing Call of Duty and like wondering if we were ever going to be able to get back to work. And during that kind of phase, it was really more Lucky than me. He started getting into crypto and got really excited about, just what crypto could bring to the world. It's like the Wild West, decentralization and, financial advances. And he'd be sending me all this information about this coin's going to do this and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay. And eventually he finally got me into it, and I got pretty excited about it. So, that was like in the middle of the bull run. It was like, you put money into anything and it was just going. Like it was, you didn't really need to know anything. That's when I really started getting into it with Lucky in the whole crypto world. That's kind of what led me to crypto.
Nice.
That's wild. That's super awesome. But yeah, I definitely feel that and that whole ethos where we had so many different things that happened where the whole world stopped or was changed forever. Like
a lot of people found crypto during that time, to be honest. Like you hear a lot of people, like I've heard like traders even be like, yeah, COVID, dude, I learned how to trade during COVID because I had all this time. And you're like, yeah, it makes sense. You have all day to like focus on something. Even me, like fun fact for me, when during COVID, I was top 1% in like team fight tactics, like for like a month. That's what I did. just stupid as hell. Like you have all this time to just like focus on one thing. So that's awesome. I wish I found crypto instead of doing what I was doing. Shit.
Yeah, it was definitely really cool, and we had there's a couple different academies in the area, and we had like a group chat because we're all kind of sitting at home with nothing to do, and we're all entrepreneurs, right? We all like to make money and like trailblaze and all that kind of stuff. So we had a group chat, and all of us were really into the crypto stuff at the time, and we're kind of like we became like the crypto boys / bunker boys, because the bunker boys were Call of Duty. There was this place called the bunkers that you'd land. So, you know, we were either the Bitcoin boys or the bunker boys, depending on what time of day it was, because it was pretty much just crypto and Call of Duty for almost a year there.
Crypto each hour comes around.
Oh, dude, it was wild. Cryptos, ciders, and Call of Duty was like the meta for way too long.
That's awesome. It's a good meta to be in, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, it's like, you know, it's like that saying, like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And like, it really was. Like, you know, there's so many, like, you know, political divide and this, and I'm not doing this, or you need to do this, or like, there's all that going on. And like, also like the uncertainty of like, you know, is my business going to make it? Oh, did you hear about so-and-so's gym? They're not coming back, blah, 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 all that. And then also crypto, ciders, and Call of Duty, you know, like, so it was like, this like medium place of you know, the drama, but also like a much needed break. I think, you know, I was kind of on a path at that point where like I was gonna slam into a wall, because like I said, I was working a full-time job. I was managing a business, so, and I had, you know, lots of employees, lots of stress, all that kind of stuff, and I would literally work that job, come home, get my gi, take a 5 to 7 minute nap, literally time it, and then go teach, you know, till 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And then I come home and deal with my family, and then do the same thing over and over again. So like, I was at the point, like I was about to break. Like if COVID didn't happen, like I was going to have my own mini pandemic, like in my own brain, because, you know, things were getting tough. So as we say, like, it was a negative, but also there was a lot of positive that came out of it, because I needed to recharge and kind of reset my my path, you know. And then when COVID lockdown stopped, I didn't go back to my day job. I just focused on my jiu-jitsu academy and crypto stuff, and that's where I've been since. And it was definitely a better path than I was on.
100%. Hell yeah.
So in about a week and a half, I'm gonna be about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from you. In you said Philly, right?
Jersey, northern New Jersey.
Jersey. Yeah. I'm gonna be in over in Maryland, DC area.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, we're Doc's guys. Obviously, we're not hiding anything. We've had a couple guys come and train already. You're more than welcome to stop by anytime, man. You know, love to give you a free lesson.
Oh, dude, that would be sick.
I'd love to see a little video of John freaking wrestling around, dude.
Dude, well, I mean, I never did jiu-jitsu, right? That's definitely a lot more technical. I did taekwondo for a little while, but that's pretty soft. You know what I mean?
What belt did you make it to? I did taekwondo too, John. What belt did you make it to?
I think it was like a brown belt, blue belt, around there.
Same.
You know what I mean? Like, the thing for me was that my brother was like 4 years younger, and then so like he was behind me, and they didn't want to let us advance. Like they wanted us to be in the same. I don't know. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. It was a scheduling thing. It doesn't even matter. But what I want to get to is, so Ronan, you can go anywhere in the world, right?
Ooh.
Blank check. What are you eating? Where are you eating? What temperature is it going to be served to you at? What's it look like when it comes out? I need you to paint a like super graphic, vivid image, right? Of exactly what you're eating, what you're drinking, and what your dessert's going to be.
Okay, so people that know me closely know I don't like to travel. I hate flying. So I always say, like, if you're getting me back on a plane, it's to Japan, right? I'm a big like anime guy. I love the Japanese culture.
I like where this is headed.
So for me, it would be in Japan at a ramen spot And I'm talking about like one of those ramen spots where like they're old school, where like they had to be an apprentice and they had to like design their own specialty ramen before the main ramen chef would allow them to even serve their own ramen, let alone have their own place, right? Like I need that experience. I need the best place in Japan, the best bowl of ramen that for centuries has been like this tradition, and that's sitting on my plate. I'm talking beef, I'm talking noodles, I'm talking the steam coming up, I'm talking the whole vibe, man. I'm probably rocking a kimono at the time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And handing me the bowl. I mean, I'm getting the whole service, man, if I'm doing that. Maybe I'm all tatted up too. Maybe like I get to Japan, I got Yakuza tattoos from the neck down, you know what I'm saying? I got my own samurai thing on, and I got a sword in the back, and I'm getting my bowl of ramen. I'm getting carried away, but listen, you open the door. So yeah, it's going to be the high class ramen for sure.
Dude, I dig that. My brother just got back from Japan, and
awesome.
he freaking loved it. Like the ramen was specifically what he went for, right? Him and a couple of buddies, they went to Japan for that. And then he was just telling me how funny like the maid cafes, like that is. I don't know if you know about maid cafes, but basically like people go to these cafes to have these like these women that are dressed like maids, that all they do is actually like they talk to you. They like give you like good service, and it's not even anything else. It's like that's the special part. You go to this place where these women just that are pretty talk to you, and then they serve you whatever the things that you want that are there. And it's not a brothel, right? It's not even that kind of thing.
That's
It's
just weird.
like
It's like a polite, it's like a,
we're gonna pour you some tea.
it's a polite version of a gentleman's club.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And he was
weird.
saying that it was a blast.
If you know about Japanese culture, like I just heard this, I think last week, where like Japanese men have a hard time a lot of Japanese men have a hard
Yes.
time speaking with women. So like
Yes.
having these spaces where it's like safe to like and comfortable to just be able to talk to them is like probably a big business over there.
Dude, and he just said that it was just the funniest thing, and like just like a blast. He said they spent like 4 hours there just like talking to him. And you know, there are plenty of other things they could have done, but that was one of the things that stood out. But that and the ramen. So I just thought it was funny.
Dude, there's so many wild things in Japan that I'd love to just even witness. I mean, even like the weird things like the vending machines. You know,
Yep.
like they say you can get like anything out of a vending machine.
Dude, okay, so I've kind of like experienced something like that. So like when I was in Amsterdam, they have what are they? Like they're like the little croquettes or whatever, you know. They're like this deep fried cheese potato thing, but it's the same thing. It's like a store front, but it's a vending machine, and you like pay and you like open the door and you got your little like deep fried dish ready to go and you eat it. And then there's people behind the vending machine like cooking it up and like serving up new ones into the vending machine.
That's awesome.
It's super weird.
Yeah. I mean, you can get anything from food to women's used underwear. At a Japanese vending machine place. We have a place a little farther from me, but there's this like spa that we like to go to. It's near Hoboken, and there's a Japanese place where it's like literally like a little hint of Japan. It's like there's vending machines with all these different toys and different things that you can get, and then the food places are really cool because a lot of places in Japan they make like artists make an artist version, a sample of the food, like a wax version or plastic version of the food. So instead of just looking at a menu, you look at an actual plate that looks like the food on the that you would order. So instead of a menu, you just point to the thing that you want. And we have that here in New Jersey. There's a little spot that has all these different restaurants that have the artist made food that you can just like look at. So I just love the culture, the experience, the creativity of it. So props to Japan.
Love that.
That's awesome.
And I always like to ask this question because John is a huge movie buff, and he might judge the shit out of you if you answer this question wrong. So,
100%.
what is your favorite movie? It's really difficult.
Okay, so for me, it's a cross between two, and I'll tell you why. I may age myself a little bit, but when I was a teenager, I had a TV in my room, I had a VHS player, and I had 2 VHS tapes. And I couldn't go to bed without the TV on. So I would literally rotate these 2 movies, depending on the night or which one I was sick of. and the two movies were Bloodsport and Demolition Man. So I can probably like verbatim. There's definitely parts of each of those movies I could just say the entire thing like while I'm watching.
Give me a piece. Give me a piece of each one that you like that stands out.
I think Demolition Man. My favorite part is the 3 seashells. So Sylvester Stallone goes into the bathroom and takes a dump, and he comes out and he goes, "Listen, there's no toilet paper in there. All there was these 3 seashells on top of the toilet." And then all the cops are like, "He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells." You got to watch it to see how it ends. I won't spoil it, but that's like probably my favorite part in that one. And if you guys haven't seen Bloodsport, it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and at the end, he's got the final battle, and his opponent blinds him in his eyes, and he's sitting there blind, and it's like this funny part because he's like, he's like freaking out, but then he like starts to calm down, starts to breathe and remember his teaching, and then you get the flashbacks of him with the sensei and like all the work he did to get there, and all of a sudden he's blocking punches blind and like finishing the guy. So probably a reason I'm a martial artist is because of that movie and how many times I watched it. So that would be 2 memorable parts of those movies.
Oh, yeah.
The real question is, what was your favorite movie? Okay, you're putting me on the line here. Let me hear your guys. What do you guys got?
Oh yeah, Adam.
It's a hard one. So like for me, it's funny. So I'm a fucking child. So whenever someone asks me my favorite movie, I say the same favorite movie as it was when I was a kid. It's probably Space Jam. Space Jam's my favorite movie. It's got the nerdiness cartoon aspect to it that I love. And it's got one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And I used to be a huge, big time basketball player. So that's why.
So I have a lot, and mine is like perpetually changing. I think though that like right now, the one that I've been thinking about, I think the most here lately is actually Zombieland. And I like Zombieland because like I feel like Dawn of the Dead was like the first like zombie movie that then after that most zombie movies are like some variation of the same thing of that, right? It was like really good, really popular. After that, everything kind of like replicates that. But then Zombieland is like so different. It focuses on the characters and like their own personal journey, and like the fact that there are zombies and like people are dying is like kind of like a side thing. Like that's just like what the situation is, but it's not actually the point of the movie, and it's funny. And so right now I'd say Zombieland's probably like where I'm at. It's kind of like
cool.
It's
cool with movies, right? Like, a movie can resonate with you, and I think I never listen to critics, like in business and in movies and whatever. Like, you like what you like, and like whatever resonates with you, right? So it's like, let your favorite movie be your favorite movie, and don't worry about what anybody else says. I love how like all of us gave such different answers, but like also like whatever our life experiences, who we are, whatever at the time period, those movies hit you at a certain thing, and then stick with you. Dude, like literally, we could sit here and like have just a movie podcast. I could talk all day. Like as you guys are talking, and especially talking about Space Jam, you got me nostalgic. All of a sudden, I'm thinking about the Never-Ending Story and Hook.
Yes.
And I want to.
Oh, dude, somebody said the Never-Ending Story. It was Algo Buddy. And
yeah,
that
he did say that. I was like, "Whoa, that is a great movie."
Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many great movies. I mean, that's why like NFTs, pop culture, that kind of thing. I think that's part of why we all kind of gravitate towards this space as well, right?
Hook is another one. I used to watch like the shit out of it when I was a kid, and it was like so good. Like, and it's not like the same old Peter Pan story. It's like so much more personal and. I don't know. It's great.
Rufio.
Yeah.
Classics, man. Classics.
Oh, yeah. They're all swinging, going crazy and shit. Dude.
All right. So we're at that point. We need to make the transition. Okay. So Mud's Empire.
Yes.
Tell me what that is and tell me how it started, right? And then also how it's going. Tell me about what you got going on. Give us a little bit of that.
Okay, I mean, I'll tell you, we're a multimedia project uniting gamers, collectors, comic book fans, and NFT enthusiasts. within a world of adventure. And the way we kind of came to be, I'll take it from the beginning to kind of where we're at now. I told you the journey into crypto with me and my friend Lucky. We also started getting into NFTs. I jumped in around like Ada Ninjas, Chilled Kongs, and really got into Cardano blockchain for NFTs and kind of stuck there. I loved the art. I like the community. I like the low gas fees. So like,
did you ever buy a JPEG Junkie?
I have, but that was before you, right? There's a whole story. Yeah. So I'll fill you in on a piece of that in a minute. But yeah. So one day, Lucky gave me a call and was like, "Dude, I've got an idea." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "We need to make a card game." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Think about the NFTs that we're in. Think about how great it would be if you could have custom unique cards with custom attributes that were embedded into the blockchain. Every card would be unique and they'd be playable, fungible cards." I'm like, "This is a great idea." You got me really excited about it. So, if you look at our roadmap, it ends at a card game. So like we started with the card game idea and reverse engineered all the way down to MUDs. Okay. So I was all on board with the card game. We started spitballing ideas. He came over. We did like whiteboard sessions, and we had a couple ideas before the card game that I won't say yet because we might even just like make parodies or like sneak parodies into certain parts of our lore. But we landed at this one, at the card game, right? And before MUDs Empire, we were called Ada Empire. And I had bought like the adaempire.com domain like right when I got into Cardano, just because I liked the idea of the name. So I said, "Hey, I already have this URL. Let's use this to start creating the game." So we started creating the game and the cards and the characters and all that. And pretty quickly we realized, like, before we like do a game, like, why would anybody play the game? Like, we're just like, "Oh, hey, we're a card game. It's cool." We're like, well, no, like it needs a story. We need to have a story. We need to have a character. We can't just like come out with a game. So we started thinking about it, and we came up with a couple different NFTs from the card game that we had already created, that we had started to create as NFTs. And when I tell you some of them looked like train wrecks, it was really bad. Like our first versions of what we wanted to do for an NFT were super terrible. And then I had an idea of making a character based on one of the most valuable artifacts in the card game called the Mask of Mudra. And I said, "Dude, we should make a character based on this artifact." And that's when we got together with some artists and started coming up with ideas on creating MUDs and creating that character. So then once we started creating the character, we realized, who's going to buy MUDs? Nobody knows who he is. So we're like, well, we should be able to tell this into a story. So then we created our comic book, Ada Empire Volume 1. So then, like I said, it started with the card game. It ended with, us creating the MUDs and the comic book. But before we minted our MUDs, we wanted to make sure that we got the story out there so people knew what they were minting. So we create the comic book. Not only did we create the comic book, this is Ada Empire Season 1, but we decide, let's do something that no one's ever done before. Let's go to New York City Comic-Con with MUDs, with our comic book, with a prototype of the game. And
I saw the video, I think, of that. How did it go? Did it go great?
Dude, it was awesome. I mean, it was really awesome. I got to meet Gary Vee for the second time. Gary Vee was there with VeeFriends, and it's funny because, again, not going through the whole thing, but Gary Vee had walked into a store I was managing, and I told him about my jiu-jitsu academy and how I was doing both, blah, blah, blah. And at that time, he told me, he's like, "I think you could do it. I think you should leave here and go do it." And, within a couple of weeks, I had started transitioning from that job to go full time right before COVID hit. So then I ended up going full time with my gym, and now we're super successful. So like Gary Vee really kind of gave me a push to go and do that. So then when we go to Comic-Con, it's pretty dope, right? So then we go to Comic-Con, and he's there with VeeFriends, and we're like, if there's sections, we're like 2 sections away from him, And one of our guys that was with us, Moose, shout out to Moose Knuckle.
Moose Knuckle is there.
Yeah, he came with us to Comic-Con. He walks down, he goes, "Hey man, I think that Gary Vee guy is over there." I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So I grabbed this Muds toy here. Let me grab him. So I grabbed Muds. This was our prototype. This guy.
I gotta give me one of those things.
I go head over to him, and I have this conversation with him and said, "Hey man, I don't know if you remember me, but 6 years ago we had this conversation. You motivated me to go full time on my jiu-jitsu academy, and now I've got one of the most successful ones in North Jersey." And he's like, "Dude, I remember you." And like we had this whole conversation about it. He brought his brother over, and he's like, "Do you remember this guy? I remember seeing this guy, and I told you I think he's going to do it," and he did it. And then that video with me holding Muds and talking to Gary got over 1 million views on his site. So that alone, just like knowing that many people got to see Muds, and kind of like that whole story going full circle, and being able to see Gary again and him again encourage me and say that this is a great idea. It's kind of like God stuff, and you kind of just see destiny in all of it. So it was an awesome time. We sold out of our comic on the Saturday of the Comic-Con. We got a lot of good feedback from people. We saw what worked and what didn't. At the end of the day, and that was kind of when we realized that Muds was really the star of the show. So that's when we started talking about rebranding from Ada Empire to Muds Empire, because it became pretty evident at Comic-Con that Muds was the star. So it was a great experience. We're hoping to go again. We're actually working on our second comic right now, and hoping that we'll be able to make a round 2 to Comic-Con and see if we can really turn it up for this year.
So I did mint a Mud before the show. So I gotta share with everyone it. Because I really like the art. I was hoping to find out more about your project. Like, I know the base layer, so it was nice that you just explained all that. But now that I know that, I'm even more happy. But yeah, cool as fuck. It's my favorite color. I minted literally the perfect one for myself.
That's nice. Dude, you got the lucky tattoo. That's a founder trait.
Yeah, and that I saw as a pretty rare trait. So I was pretty happy about that as well. So I'm really happy that no one gets to buy this for me. It's another NFT no one gets to buy.
That one's sick, man. You got the mystic hair too. I mean, that's a W right there, bro. Nice. Yeah. Sheesh. Damn, you got the eyebrow ring too. Damn, man, you want to trade?
Nope. This is mine. This is mine.
This is clean, bro.
This is for my wallet, and it's gonna stay there.
I love it. And so the other unique thing that we did that I haven't seen anybody else do is we've made our NFTs stakeable, because we planned all this. We go to New York City Comic Con and we're in the middle of the bear. It's like the worst timing ever to try to do this thing, but we're passionate about it, so we just kept on moving forward. We didn't mint out immediately, so our game plan was we're not going to do like cutting the collection short or whatever. We're just going to keep it rolling. So you can take that Mud that you minted, go to adaempire.com or mudsempire.com, click on stake, and actually stake it and start earning code. Code is our utility token. Once you get 150,000 code, you can mint another Mud using the code plus like 12 ADA.
See, I took the smart route. As I saw a tweet today or an expo.
Yeah, to buy the code.
I saw it and I'm like, ooh, that's a deal.
Yeah, it is. It's smart. But like I said, now you can start just earning code on the daily just by non-custodial staking, just staking your Muds. And I think that's been a big part of like keeping the community together and keeping people excited. It's kind of like we're talking about vending machines, right? It's like you get something out of a vending machine and like it perks you up a little bit, So like now it's like
it gives a reason. It gives a cheap, easy reason for the community to mint more of them. To be honest, like it really is effective. That like now thinking about it like that's pretty effective. I like it.
It's cool, and you're right. It keeps people engaged. It's fun. I like that we're still bringing joy to people. Like people still enjoy it. We do a mudslide show on X every Thursday where everyone gets together. A lot of people check their code at that time and mint, and then post them live on the show. So it's just really kept things going, and kept things fun for the community while things are a little bit drier,
So I was curious about like your comic series. So do you guys have plans on continuing writing out those comics?
Yeah, so that's really our main focus right now is like focusing on the IRL stuff while everyone's down bad. To like keep things going, keep the community going, but also like give tangible items, right? Like, that's why we created the toy. That's why we created posters, the comic book. Was to do things IRL. We didn't just want to be selling an idea. We wanted to show tangible products and IRL utility. So that's still the plan. And that's what we're working on. We're working on the second comic book right now. We have physical copies of the comic book now. You can still mint the digital copy. Go to our website, and then if you have the digital copy in your wallet, you can connect your wallet there, click on comic, read the comic on the website, or have it narrated to you and the pages turned for you. So we have an interactive version as well on our website. And I'm sure it's pretty cheap right now to get a comic.
Let's check that out a little bit. So you actually get the comic from JPEG Store, and then you can read it on your website.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And you can stake the comics as well to earn code.
That's sweet. Cool.
All right, so I just minted. We'll see what comes from
baby.
You just minted too? Hell yeah, John.
Mud Life. Look at this. We're all in. I love it.
So I'll join in. I actually love this art a lot. I think you guys picked a really good character, to be honest. And it works with the sculpture. So I want to know, how do I get my hands on one of those like sculptures? Because this is one of my collection. It's a Phygital. Nice. This is a NFT, physical item as well. So how do I get my hands on one of yours? Because I like them.
They're dope, man. I'm super proud of them. Again, like, no one knows like the behind the scenes of like what work it took to get this guy looking like this.
No, that's clean as hell, especially with the top, dude.
Like the hair, the leaves on the hair and everything. I mean, this was a lot of work. This is version like 10 of this thing, but happy with how it came out. We have an exclusive partner in HODLBox. They're another Cardano project.
Mythical. Love him.
Mythical, baby. Mythical's like one of my best friends on the chain, man. He's doing great things.
Box Society.
HODLBox Society. I gave him the idea for that name, by the way. But yeah, shouts to Mythical and HODLBox. Definitely, you can order through him. He gave me a Mega Muds when we went to Brooklyn. We helped host a party with Mallet Order, Ugly Bros. A bunch of us got together and hosted a party in Brooklyn, and Mythical met me over there and surprised me with a Mega Muds toy. So shout outs to him for sure.
That's sick. All right, so explain to me, how many NFTs are in the total collection of the Muds? And
so
tell me that, I guess.
7,777. We just passed the Muds 3K number. I think we're like 3,300 and something. So, about halfway there, living on a prayer.
Dude, and it's been tough. Okay, JPEG Empire started minting, I think, like 2 weeks ago. It's tough, right? We're at like 524 for the last like
530 something, right?
Are we really at 30 now?
I thought I saw it go. Well, I checked the other day.
When I checked this morning, and it was like 520 for like a week. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Like, all of these projects are building crazy utility, and we've seen the difficulty in the mint out. So, like, what has that been like for you? I guess like on a personal level, and like, how do you feel about things that are going? Do you feel like the market is about to turn, and then things will go quicker? Or like, where are you with that personally?
Or even why? Yeah,
I don't really know, man. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I don't really know. For me, it's obviously frustrating just because you see certain projects or certain things come out where there's nothing, or they just make you a promise and then they rug you. It's like, we really try to do things the right way. Like, I mean, New York City Comic-Con, creating our comic book, creating our toy was all on our own dollar before we, minted anything. So we were really hoping to have, you'll know them by their fruit, right? So that's always been my motto, like in anything, jiu-jitsu and whatever, like you have to work, you have to prove yourself. So we really tried hard to work and prove ourselves to show that we're going to go the full route, right? So when we minted the MUDs, it was like, man, if we had minted out, we'd be so much farther because we'd already be at the card game. We'd already be doing XYZ, right? Oh, shout out to the Lua trade too, man. The hat, I love it.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So like, you know,
oh shit, that's a Lua trait. That's funny. I was talking to him literally the other day in a freaking space.
Literally that hat,
because he's related. He's Book of Icky guy, and so
yeah.
you know Yagi and the whole thing. Yeah, it was a big thing.
Yeah,
They're about to be in the Cardano class too.
You guys got some winners. You guys minted some winners, man. You minted some bangers there. But yeah, so I mean, for me, it's like, it is what it is, right? Like, we're at where we're at. I enjoy coming here every week. I've made friends on the blockchain. I really love MUDs and believe in the project, so I'm gonna keep on grinding and keep on being here for a multitude of reasons. My community, the story, my belief in it. It's just not going to go as fast as I wanted to because we haven't minted out or gotten to where, you know, hit the numbers that we need to go. So I'm not going to bleed or like lose my home over it, but like I'll still be here and grinding. And as we hit plateaus and reach the next landmark, we'll move forward. It's funny. It's like everyone's like, when are you doing XYZ? When's the card game? When's this? Well, gotta mint out the MUDs, bro. Like we're still like tell me how many projects you know that like didn't mint out, right? Like are still here grinding every single week. You know, you still see them being part of the community. Like, you know, there's not many of us around that do that. So
yeah, we have the grit. We have the grit.
Yeah, well, that's another jiu-jitsu term. It's not who's best, it's who's left. You know, because you know, if you keep showing up, eventually you become the best.
Right? That's the thing too, is timing for you guys. It's like, just because it's not time for NFTs doesn't mean it won't come back. It always comes back. That's the thing. Like, it will.
Yeah.
People like them. People like getting money and spending money on things that they don't need. And then the thing about NFTs, hopefully this round, is like they're actually going to be offering utility and cool things that come along with them. So they're not going to be like complete rug BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's not just a picture, especially in our project. And I think we're still in the Wild West phase, in the early days of this. It's like, you know, did anyone really realize what the internet was going to become when it first came out? Did they see all its potential? I think we're barely scratching the surface on NFTs and the technology, the blockchain and everything. I think we're just early. You know, so it's going to be it's not who's best, it's who's left kind of game, where the grit and the, you know, the stay-tunedness of it all will show who's here for the right reasons, and eventually the cream will rise to the top. That's what I believe.
That's sick. Well, okay, let me see. So let's say you mint out, right? Let's say you mint out tomorrow. What is the next path or the next part of MUD's Empire's evolution? Like, is the final form the card game?
I'm taking all the funds and I'm going to Japan to get my ramen. Let's go!
Yes, sir. Get that ramen. Yeah, man. Did you see the other day we had a stream, and Johnny Tran from Risk, he like hopped in like midstream, and he like was in his car, and it just looks like a really nice car, and I was like, damn, there's Johnny Tran in his fucking Bentley with the red lambskin seats. That's where all the mint funds went. Giving him a hard time, you know what I mean? But no, Johnny Tran's just swagging, but they're doing some stuff over there at Risk too, you know?
That's funny. Listen, I still drive a 1998 Jeep Wrangler, so, you know, no mint funds going to vehicles here, you know? But, you know, for us, it's like, again, we just want to be able to hit our marks, you know? If we were to mint out tomorrow, we'd be working harder on the card game and focus more of our attention to start to get that out. You know, that's really what I'm most excited for. Like I said, we built the prototype. We've still been working on the ins and outs of the rules of the game, and they've changed multiple times. But like, that would be my main focus, would be creating the code cave, which is you know, a different part of the project where you'd be able to take your MUDs NFTs and start collecting different artifacts and be able to create your own custom regular cards for the game. So before we even minted out the special cards, you'd already have a starter deck that you could build inside the code cave. So it would be building the code cave out so that people could start using that, finishing our marketplace so people could start using that while we started focusing on finishing the card game. That would
have
really...
you guys considered like beta testing it at all? Maybe to like bring in more people for the game,
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to finish
maybe.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
Beta testing the game means that we'd have to actually have, the software started to create and allow. Like, I've had like my friends do it, or like I bring like the cards to jiu-jitsu, and some of my students will come and, like my Magic.
Yeah, like a physical test, like almost like going to like a card place and like having a group of people like play a game and be like, you know what I mean? Have you tested it like that?
I have a couple Magic the Gathering friends. Lucky's big into it as well. So we have done some bouncing off A/B testing. I've kind of wanted to, I won't go into details, but like as the story is developing, I want to change the game based on how the story is developing in the comic. So like, who knows what the final decision is. Again, it's no rush. We're at 3,000, we're halfway. So it's like, we're not moving on until we mint out the mud. So it's like, I've got time to kind of figure it out, and we'll see what it evolves into.
For sure.
For the time that, by the time we get there. But yeah, for sure, we have beta tested, and there's even a card place locally that I've spoken to. And once the game's done, he's going to allow us to test it there as well. But it's no easy feat. Like, the idea of a card game seemed like such a good idea. And
it's hard, I bet.
Dude, like, Magic the Gathering was made by two mathematicians.
Yeah.
To like let you know like the complexity of it. It's like, oh man, like we got to dumb this down. And then like the uniqueness of the cards that we were going to do, and like certain things, that bonuses that we're going to add to like just one card. It's like you can't make any one card too OP. So it's like there's a lot that goes into it that I had no idea.
Think of it as a big, like, it's like a big like balancing scale, all these pieces that work together to make it so it's fair, and it's based on RNG of drawing and not just the card itself. It's
It's wild. It's very complex, but like also like a big market. And like, when you think about NFTs and like card games, I mean, it seems like peanut butter and jelly to me. Like Post Malone bought Magic the Gathering card for millions of dollars last year. Like there's definitely value in the card games, and to see this technology and how well it would mesh with that, to know like you have a one-of-one card and it is recorded on the blockchain. It is solely and uniquely yours. I think is a big deal, and I'd like to see that. If not for us, any company I'd like to see be successful in pulling that off. So
it will happen. It's coming. It's like you see a lot of companies like moving in that direction. Blockchain is the future. It's the facts.
Hell yeah.
All right, so I have one more. There we go.
Nice.
Whoa.
The third eye.
The grills, bro.
Third eye, bro. Let's go. That's my favorite background too, by the way. Like that gold background there. Sheesh, bro. Damn, with the grill flexing on with the grill. Talk about martial arts, man. You're rocking that, that looks like the Kill Bill outfit there. Nice, bro. It's a Bruce Lee Kill Bill outfit. Nice.
Me and you made out, John.
Dude, there we go. Man. Now I'm in.
Let's go. Make sure you stake those. Start earning your codes so you can mint more muds.
I'm going to.
I'm going to do it right now.
Check it out.
What I'm going to say next is, okay, so we're reaching the end, but what are your final thoughts? What would you like everybody to understand about muds that isn't in muds? And like, tell us, tell us what you want us to stay with after this. And we'll have to have you back, definitely, for sure, to talk about this again. And I want to get you on JPEG Empire also to talk about the same thing, any updates and everything going on. So, yeah. What do you want to stay with?
I'd love to. Final thoughts for me is I really believe in the potential of muds as a character. Aside from the card game, aside from the comic book, like, I don't know, man. Like, I really think there's something special about the muds. Everyone that sees them outside of Web3, like we had the muds toy spinning on a pedestal in the middle of the table, and like you see people gravitate towards it. I had people from Sony Studios come and take pictures. I had a couple different studios actually come looking at gaming studios, and I really feel like there's real potential for Muds to be a star somewhere. Like I see him like. I could see him in a movie with Groot, you know, a Marvel movie, or like I could see him in a cartoon series or something environmental. Like I could see
exactly
him
what I thought
anime,
too. When I first saw him.
You know, speaking to people about, you know, maybe like a ambassador for nature and like you know, meshing nature and technology. Like I really believe in the Muds IP and what value he could bring if we get the right people behind it and we push it in the right way. So I would just say stay tuned. I think that we've got something really cool here. We've got the start of a great community here, and let's just keep on grinding and see where this wild ride takes us, you know?
Dude, that's amazing. And I think it's awesome. You know, we're both in now, so we're going to be definitely keeping our fingers on the pulse of what the Muds are doing. Everybody else, if you haven't minted, highly recommend you mint. And we talked about the cheat code, right? Literally the cheat code, right? You have to go to JPEG Store and then go to Muds Empire, and right there it lets you swap really easily. And I'm saying this because I tried going elsewhere and it was more difficult for me to find
drop
code.
all the alpha, John.
Yeah, but you can go to JPEG Store, you can swap out some ADA for code, and then you get a discount whenever you mint. And I highly recommend you do that. Sir. And that everybody should mint at least two. At least
it's really a good deal. You should be minting away. Everyone that's freaking here, mint.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's cool. Again, I'm biased, but we worked really hard on the artwork. You know, I spent so much time on all these different traits, and we've still got 3 one-of-ones to be minted. The next one that gets minted is actually my favorite one. And there's only 5 one-of-ones in the whole collection. So only 2 of them have been minted. We still have 3 one-of-ones to be minted. And we're about halfway through the mint. So get out there, mint, you know, mint in code or mint in ADA. Yeah, keep on grinding, man. I love that both of you minted live on the show and got some bangers. And, you know, that alone makes me happy to see people get excited still about the mints and be part of the community is really awesome. So thank you guys for that.
Hell yeah, dude. The art is cool. Like, don't stop. Like, I actually legitimately want one of those physical things. Like, I'm going to make some sort of deal to get one from you.
That's sweet. Yeah, I mean, we got like, dude, and like, right, even like the posters that we made for Comic-Con. Like, we did like I don't know if you guys have ever seen Chainsaw Man. You guys said you were like into anime.
I love it. John definitely is big, yeah.
So Chainsaw Man, we made like a Mudsaw Malone with like the chainsaw come down his head, and that's actually one of the traits that you can actually get when you mint. So yeah, man, we're really into it. I hope that everyone else gets into it and can see our passion for it, and I love that you guys are getting down too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, so hang out in the ranks or out behind the stage. We're going to put you down. We're going to wrap this up. And, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Everybody who hasn't minted a Muds Empire, go mint one. This is a hard shill, right? This is not financial advice, but I'm not a financial advisor, so I am telling you to go mint a Mud. Yeah.
While you're at it,
thank you for joining us, Ronan.
Go mint some JPEG Empire too. I mean, listen, the people that are around, man, show some love to the entire community. You know, let's keep that kind of energy going too. I know you said like we can get tribal, but for me, man, I want you all to win. Like, shout outs to Icky Guys, shout outs to Ugly Bros, you know, shout out to Omen. Like, there's a lot of good projects here, a lot of good people here that are sticking it out. And
we're getting Viva on the 30th, I believe.
Man, I kicked it with him in Brooklyn. He's a good dude. So, you know, I want to see everybody.
That's where he lives, right? He's like up in that area, right?
I don't think so. I think he was just there for like NFT NYC vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, like everyone got together there, and it was. Dope.
Are you going to Rare Evo?
I'm not going to Rare Evo. Not this
dang. No. I would have been like, dang, you see me there.
Bro, you listen. I can party. You know what I mean? I can kick it. So if we have an East Coast thing, let me know. I'm your guy. I'll be there.
Sounds good, brother.
Maybe I'll run up there. I'll run up there to New Jersey. My dad actually, he grew up in Rahway, and so like, whenever he was growing up, and people are like, "Where are you from?" He'd be like, "New Jersey." They'd say, "Where?" He'd say, "Rahway." Then they'd always be like, "Oh, like the jail."
No, yeah,
that's like fun. The jail.
great. That's what we're known for. Perfect.
I love the way you say that too, like a fucking idiot. Like the jail.
Yeah, I mean that's how they sound when they say it. You know, my dad's a college professor, bro. He's got like the corduroy like pants, you know what I mean, and and the, anyways.
Dude,
But all right, thank you so much.
Jersey gets such a bad rap. You know, like I live in Northwest New Jersey. Like there's beautiful mountains. I go kayaking and fishing, do jujitsu. Like life is good. And then I'll tell someone from Jersey and be like, "Oh, it's like the Jersey Shore guys, right?"
Exactly.
Like, hey, forget about it. I'm like, no, bro. Yeah, fist bump. It's like, no, man. Like there's so much more to Jersey, but
I'm walking here.
Hey. Well, guys, thanks so much for having me on. Shout outs to you guys. Yo, get me in on that game too, man. We need a
Okay, so don't leave. Man. Don't leave. I'm gonna add you to the Discord and get you all situated and get you hooked up with the right website, and we're gonna get you signed up and taken care of. So don't even fret. Just stick around for a little bit.
You'll be on my hoodie. You'll be on my hoodie.
Oh, baby, Mud Life. Let's go.
Mud Life. Team Muds.
Let's
Team
go.
Muds. Thank you, Ronan.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right,
you guys.
Peace, man. All right.
John, we're doing a little sign off for I have the video. I pulled it up. I'm gonna screen share the video.
All right.
For Cardano Clash.
We love it.
Once.
Dude, you got a mustache going on?
Me?
Mustache and a beard? You got the whole thing. You got the
Bro,
whole thing.
I'm a man. I'm a
Dude.
fucking man.
Well, the reason I'm saying is because I had like my beard and my mustache, my whole thing, and then I shaved it all off and I left just a mustache because I knew it would bother my wife. And then as soon as she saw it, she was like, "Get that shit. Take it."
Yeah, it was a mistake, dude. It's the same thing. It's the same thing when I have a mustache. You just don't have one because it's what is it for? Fucking saving food and. Yeah. Anyways, Cardano Clash.
Is there sound?
Is there no sound?
There is not.
1 second.
Yeah. Shout out Jaleesa. I see you out there. Shout out Amish Dude. Look, Amish Dude is actually Amish. I want everybody to understand what's going on here. We are onboarding the Amish to crypto. Shout out Amish Dude. Big love to you, man. Amish coin. When you all see Amish coin drop, it's going to Billy. Dude,
coming, dog. It's It's coming.
Peace out, everybody. Anybody that wants to be involved in the Cardano Clash, shoot a message, dude, to Burgess. Shoot Burgess a message.
Hit him up.
And
hit him up.
Yeah.
He'll hit me up, or vice versa, or whatever.
Tag Loot Creativity. Let us know. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time around. Peace.